Shane Jones.
Kia ora, Mr. Speaker. Take a short call to remind the House and those legions of Kiwis listening to our speeches here this afternoon. Of course, so they'll be spared the agony of listening to Wayne Mapp into the future as he warbles on, as he writes yet another unreadable contribution about political heritage and political culture. So I have it on good authority. He actually worsened the literature of tax when he actually did his PhD. The thought of Wayne Mapp and his name being linked to a PhD does defy logic. However, that might be one of the hidden talents that the man brings to this particular House. He does have a redeeming feature, sir, though. He's married to a woman of Ngāti Hine descent, and unfortunately she's related to Tau Henare. But that blemish aside, that is one of his... well, I won't go quite that far, sir. Won't go quite that far. But we support this bill, sir, in an area that does require a great deal of additional attention. It says the propensity of the current government to continue to change and not so much make amendments, sir, but show an ideological predisposition to undermine KiwiSaver. So now we took a very principled stand. We thought, sir, several years ago that the country needed a source of Indigenous savings. Now, sir, Indigenous, I'm not talking about Hone Harawira, that's to ruin a good word. I'm actually talking about, sir, New Zealanders building up a reservoir of savings that could operate, sir, as an alternative to the constant importation of capital. Because, sir, we all know that if you want to grow a long-term, robust economy, we need a savings scheme that is capable of sustaining confidence amongst the families who may only have, sir, a few pennies. Under this government, sir, they don't have cents because that government has no cents. They're reduced to savings a halfpenny or three. Now, sir, a halfpenny, when it looks bald, may represent the head of the member who's yelling from Waikato, mooing like one of those sort of half-empty cows that he possibly owns, which fortunately, as a consequence of tax changes that are on the way, will not represent a tax write-off, sir. So we are disappointed that this bill represents a further set of unfriendly and ill-conceived changes to KiwiSaver. KiwiSaver is a key institution, sir, that we're prepared to fight going into the future and defend as a part of our political heritage. And it's disappointing, sir, that that side of the House has not found it possible to enjoy common ground with this side of the House and ensure that a credible, robust scheme, an institution called KiwiSaver, goes into the future so that each generation puts money aside, reduces the country's reliance, sir, on importing capital, and, sir, actually represents a sustainable basis for investing in our firms, investing in businesses, rather than constantly bemoaning the fact that foreign direct investment is undermining our economic security, or indeed, sir, our long-term sovereignty. So, sir, those are the key differences, but we'll park up those differences, sir, to the Select Committee, and what we don't address in the Select Committee, we will hammer those members of that side of the House during the hustings, and we look forward to that. Thank you very much, sir.
I call David Bennett.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And the taxation annual rates returns